Alright, now that you've completed your airfoil, you're going to need to add what represents the foam block so that we can add our tool paths and fixture things on the shop bot. What we're going to do is create a new sketch, but before we do that I want to make sure we save a copy of this so we don't ruin our airfoil file. So very important to go and do a save as, and I'm going to call this the airfoil top. I'm going to say top 2 for mine because I've already made one. So now on the top of SolidWorks, on the header up here, it says airfoil top 2 for me. What I want to do is come over here to where it says Boss Extrude, and I'm going to delete that, and I'm going to be left with the sketch. Now I don't need the photograph that we brought in from that, so I'm going to suppress that. So by clicking this little plus button, I can go over here and suppress the sketch, so I'm, the picture, so I'm just looking at the sketch. And then I want to square it up. I can do it by going like this. Actually, I don't like that side. I'm going to flip it over and look at it from the other side. So I'm going to look at it from this side. Okay. I'm going to zoom in on my airfoil, or on my spline sketch, and we're going to draw the box that represents our foam. So in order to do that, I need to edit this sketch. So now it becomes active. I'm going to start by drawing the box. The dimensions of the box are 1.5. I'm going to go to Smart Dimension here. Go 1.5 in the height, and we are 4 inches in the width. Once you've got that done, you may want to reposition your airfoil so it's pretty close to the center of this box. You don't want it bumping up against the edges. Okay. Now we're going to draw a couple of horizontal lines, and it's important where we draw these lines so that they end up kind of bisecting your wing right at the transition point here. So I'm going to make sure I start inside of my airfoil. Don't try to draw right on the line. Start inside, and you're going to make sure that it is a horizontal line, and I can tell because I have that little yellow box with a horizontal line, and I want to draw a line from there to there. And again, notice that I went outside. I hit the escape button. I'm going to come back and do the same thing for the tail end of my wing. So I'm starting inside the box at that transition point and drawing another horizontal line. Now I don't want those little extra pieces, so we're going to come up here to the trim tool and trim those out. Okay. Once we're done with this sketch, we're going to save this twice. We're going to go to Save, File, Save, and now we have a sketch that is our airfoil with the box, and it's called Airfoil Top. I'm going to go to Save As before we do anything else and save it as Airfoil Bottom. This again is an important step because you want the box to be the same box for both the top and the bottom. Okay. So notice now it says Airfoil Bottom at the top of my screen. We're now going to exit our sketch and extrude this, and we want what represents the bottom of our wing. So as I select this shape, I need to make sure to select the sketch before I hit Extruded Boss. Now I can select the airfoil itself and the upper portion, and the reason I'm selecting those is because what I want to be able to see is this portion down here. We're going to make it 12 inches as we did the original airfoil, and now we have what represents the bottom of our wing. However, we need to put some blocks on either end, so that's the next step. I'm going to do that by creating 2 more sketch planes, I think it's the easiest way to do it. So I'm going to come up here to sketch. I'm going to select the edge of this, the end of this foam block that I've created, and I'm going to start drawing. Oops, I need to hit sketch first. Here we go. Now down here you can see I have sketch 2. I'm going to come over here and square up normal to that, and I need to make sure that the box that I represent is the same size and in the same relationship on both sides. So I'm going to click on the corner there, make sure I get the orange dot, and I'm going to come down here and make sure I'm lined up with the end of this. If I'm not, we want to be at 4 inches. If I weren't, I can dimension it afterwards. Let's do it that way. I'm going to go ahead and come in, grab my Smart Dimension tool. From the top, I should be 1.5. Oops, 1.5. And on the length, I want to be 4. And that should bring us right even with the edge, and it does. Once I've drawn that box, I can exit my sketch, go straight to my Extruded Boss, and I want a 1-inch block that extends out from that end. Hit OK, and now I've got a box on the end of that. We're going to do the exact same step on the other side. So I've just rotated this around, and I'm going to put a box on this end. So again, grab my sketch tool, select the plane that I want to sketch on, hit sketch, square up my image, and now I could project that box that I've done from the other side. Let's give that a go. I'm going to go to Offset Entities. I'm sorry, Convert Entities. So if you select Convert Entities and you select all of the lines that represent that box, we should now simply be able to exit our sketch, and oops, it didn't work. That's because I have my sketch on the wrong side. Go through those steps one more time real quickly. Okay, we're going to put a sketch on this end. So we have our sketch tool. We've selected this side. We're going to grab our rectangle tool, start in that corner, dimension it. We need our rectangle to be, I'm going to square up to that so it's a little easier to see. This wants to be 4 inches. Oops, I need Smart Dimension. Here we go. 4 inches, and the height wants to be 1.5. So now I have another rectangle on the other end that matches. I can exit my sketch, go straight to Features, Extruded Boss. I want to make sure it's coming out towards me. Is that arrow? It is pointing in that direction. I want to select the rest of that, select both features, and we're going to extrude it out 1 inch. And now we're going to hit Save because we've completed our bottom. So we're going to hit the Save. We're going to do the exact same thing again on the top. So I'm going to go to File, Open, Airfoil Top. Remember, we just have a sketch here. We're going to do the same steps again. So I'm going to go select that sketch, go to Extruded Boss, select the features that I want to keep, which is this and this. Notice we're keeping the top now. Make that 12 as well. Hit OK, and now we've got to put our boxes on the other side. It's very important that we start with this corner though, because the box needs to be in the same place. So we're going to go to the sketch, select the end for a surface to sketch on. We want to square up to that surface. Grab our rectangle tool, get the orange dot, make a rectangle. I'm going to make it oversized, and just grab my Smart Dimensions, And again, when we type in a 4, it should come even, and we type in a 1.5 for the height. Good to go. Select our sketch, go to Features, Extruded Boss, and we want it to come out 1 inch. One more box on the other side, and we're good to go. So again, I'm going to grab my Sketch tab. I'm going to select the end that I want to sketch on, hit the sketch, square it up so it's a little easier to work, rectangle tool, orange dot. Oops, I need to grab my rectangle tool. Here we go. And I should be able to select the orange dot on the other side, and it's all set for me. And should have been able to do that when we did the other block. Select my sketch, go to Features, Extruded Boss, 1 inch. Good. And we're good to go. That sums up